Well, hello there. This is Mark Edelman, speech-language pathologist, and welcome to the teaching of talking. This particular video is going to be about apraxia, and it's apraxia of speech. And the subtitle of this video is Address the Apraxia First. Well, so we're going to address this right now. So apraxia is when the person has difficulty formulating the speech sounds or can't seem to repeat words. It's as if they are just unable to say the sounds of speech or put the sounds of speech together to formulate a word. That's what apraxia is. And it's a motor problem. So if we're thinking about a motor problem and you have a car and your car breaks down and your motor doesn't work, then your car is not going anywhere. Well, that's kind of like the same thing with speaking. If you have an apraxia, it's a motor speech problem, and it deals with the tongue and the lips and the throat and the teeth, and the tongue just doesn't move accurately, neither do the lips or the throat to make the sounds. So again, this is a motor problem. And if a person also has aphasia, which very, very frequently happens, then a therapist might go about working with the aphasia, but guess what? They're not going to get anywhere. You know, it's like putting gas in the car or checking the oil and figuring out what's wrong, why the motor isn't working in the car. But the problem is that there is a breakdown in how the motor works. And there's nothing that you can do for an apraxia of speech unless you address the individual sounds of speech. Once you address the individual sounds of speech, you can reteach those sounds, and once that's done, you can then begin constructing words or word pairs or phrases. So you got to remember again, this is a key principle here, that if an individual has a moderate to severe aphasia, and they also have a moderate to severe apraxia, you can't address the aphasia unless you address the apraxia first. And one of the things that I became very, very much aware of is the fact that in many situations, there is a lack of expertise in apraxia. And if there's a lack of expertise in apraxia, then an aphasia cannot be dealt with because you have to address the motor first to teach them how to say the sounds all over again. And if you try to address the aphasia without the apraxia, well, you just don't get anywhere. And that's when they may recommend an AAC device. Oh, sorry, but your loved one isn't going to be able to speak. Well, that's not true. One has to address the apraxia. And the apraxia, gosh, that's a problem that took me many years to really become aware of and figure out what to do to address it. But once it was figured out what to do to address it, then it wasn't so hard anymore. Then it was really a matter of just addressing A, B, C, D, E, and F in a very systematic way. And within a very short period of time, people with severe to profound apraxia, many of them, most of them, learn how to produce the sounds again and then learn how to say words. And once they can learn how to say words, well, then it's about addressing the aphasia. But one of the nice things about the teaching of talking method is that once we get a person to learn the most basic sounds, then we immediately start stimulating functional speech, even if all the words aren't 100% clear. Because what we're finding is that even if you stimulate a word and it's not exactly perfect, if you keep stimulating it, then within time, the correct sounds within that word emerge. And that's what's so beautiful about it. And what else is beautiful about the teaching of talking method is that we address the apraxia, and as soon as the person is able to say some words, then we're starting to work on the aphasia and the apraxia together, while also stimulating correct articulation or formation of the sound. So as soon as possible, we address both at the same time in a functional, conversational way. So if you want to learn more about Apraxia, you can go beneath this video, and there are a number of links. We also have a book online that addresses Apraxia, the first edition. We're working on the second edition now. And what else you can do is, if you have some questions and you'd like to get acquainted with me, then underneath the video are also a bunch of links. And if you want to reach out to me, we can have a conversation and figure out the best way to help your loved one regain the ability to speak, hopefully with functional speech, because most people who have problems talking, they want to talk again. They don't necessarily want to use a electronic device to do their talking. So if you like this video, kindly give us a thumbs up, and we hope that you have a great day today, a great week, a great month, a great year, and a great lifetime. Bye-bye now.